Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
Matt, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You look familiar. I feel like I've met you before.
No, I don't think so. No.
Maybe you just got a familiar face. All right, so what's the problem here?
Everything. No, I'm just kidding. So I went and got it checked because the engine light came on. So I took it to O'Reilly's and they put the code reader in. They said it was the thermostat or the coolant or the ECT sensor, I think. So I put coolant in it and the engine light went off. 2 days later, it came back on. So I took it to a mechanic and I think it was, I want to say it was this part was burnt off and it was off. So he connected it and then it went off, but 2 days later it overheated. I turned it on and it jumped straight to H. I was at this Walmart, so I drove it back over here, parked it. Like it was overheating. It was like making a clicking noise kinda, like it wasn't shaking or like tapping or anything like that. So I parked it. Next day I came and checked on it. All the coolant poured out. Like my reservoir was full.
Yeah.
The same day that it overheated, all of it poured out. The radiator looks like it has a crack on the side. Yeah. I never got my thermostat replaced. I don't know if the mechanic was just being lazy or what. Yeah, so that's it.
Let me check here.
I never got the sensor put in.
Was it driving good?
Before, yeah, it was driving fine. Never overheated, not one time. And then the radiator, my brother told me to open it, start the car, see if anything was spitting out.
Yeah, if like back pressure.
Yeah, nothing. It doesn't even move. There's like copper, not metal, but like copper in it. But I did put K-Seal before, and that's what it says K-Seal does to it.
Yeah, it's like a
it's like a glittery copper.
Yeah, it's a little additive deal.
Yeah. Do you need help with anything?
No, I just need to this thing off here. Jesus. I'm not really in work attire. I'm about to go get my second part of my tattoo. So I was like,
are you? What are you getting tattooed?
Freaking. Well, I got this
That's
going on.
pretty.
So I'm gonna get like an astronaut dude right here.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I think we're gonna put like Earth right here. I'm not sure.
That's tight.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He does some good work. But I was like, this I can do. I can see the copper.
So it's not a blown head gasket just by looking at that, you think?
Oh, I couldn't tell you that.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you that, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
Now, when you seen it leak out, or did you physically see it leak out, or did you just come out and it was all gone?
Yeah, I mean, I did kind of see it leak out. Like when my friend came with me, she's seen it pouring out.
Okay. Was the engine running or was it off?
Yeah, it was.
It was running.
I think some of it happened overnight, and then when we started it, we saw it running out too. Cause like when we went underneath it and looked, it's like burnt on the side. It's not like cracked. It just looks like bubbled up and burned. It's like all on this side. Usually it comes up like to the top full, but this is not doing that.
Yeah. Like it pushes itself up.
Yeah.
That's something a bad head gasket would do. Yeah. Yeah, so, and how to do a combustion test, I just have to drain this coolant out so it doesn't give me coolant when I'm trying to do my test. And then this thing is pretty neat. You just fill it up with, okay, so you can see that green in there? That's from the last test I did, so it was a bad head gasket. So this blue, you put it in there, stick it in there, and then if the exhaust gases are able to get past the head gasket, it'll mix, combining with it, and then it'll turn it green. But I want to see if it just bubbles out of there, because like I said, to avoid having to drain it all out.
But it just like came to the top and it didn't do anything. It didn't spin, it just sat there.
It just sat there?
Yeah. Kind of scary. Like the magic little tester.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know if it's going to be a blown head gasket. I don't know if the car is going to be screwed or like what's going to be.
Yeah.
I just know it's going to be a lot of money.
All right. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. All right, well, kill it for me. I'm going to go ahead and see what I can get out of your radiator before we do this test.
Because it's not overheating now. Like, I'm telling you, that day it jumped straight to H. It's never done that.
Oh, it just jumped straight to H?
It jumped straight to H, and it was like, turn off engine immediately. And then I had to come park it. You know, I only drove it for like literally a minute. And I think that's how I burnt the radiator.
Okay, let's go ahead and start it. Go ahead and start it again for me. Takes a couple minutes, but
Kind of cool though. I mean, that's really cool.
yeah, it's pretty neat. Yeah, well, so TikTok's the one who sent me that. I had a pretty good sized one. It was like this big, like a can.
Yeah, my friend found you on TikTok. I like watched all your videos.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so you see the bubble?
Yeah.
It's, we're going through, so it'll either start to turn colors a little bit. It goes to like a yellow and then maybe like a brown, and then it starts to turn like green. So far it's
Looking like that.
so far it's looking okay.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so far it's like yeah.
Okay.
So far it's looking okay.
So far.
Yeah, and see what it's doing there, getting those vapors in there. The last one that I had to manually
Pump it.
yeah.
Was the other person's gasket on?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yours?
well, altogether, does my engine sound like anything's wrong with it?
No, your engine sounds good. Yeah, and these are honestly good engines in these Buicks, so
That's what I heard.
yeah, they're pretty good engines. They're built tough for sure.
Yeah, I heard that like the main problem is the coolant, like I guess the coolant and thermostats and the water pump.
Yeah.
And then I also replaced this. I don't know what it is, but I replaced it. I had somebody else replace it.
When I was a young kid, I drove my mom's Sebring, and sensor went out, and I was just at a stoplight, and it was like, whoop, and I was like, holy shit. I pull over, I left it there overnight and everything, and then my brother come pick it up. He's like, dumbass, it's just a sensor. And I was like, how did you know that? Then he told me, he's like, I just started it so it was hot after sitting overnight. I'm like, there's no way it's hot.
Yeah.
Let me check your temp real quick. But they can be.
Most likely it's gonna be fine because it's been fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's cooperating.
Scared the shit out of me. I was like, oh my god.
Nah, you don't have a bad head gasket. Yeah. Yeah, this would already done changed. We had plenty of air going through it, so. Yeah, you're, man.
My brother was like, your dumbass shouldn't have drove it. I was like, am I gonna leave it at Walmart? No.
No, you're good. Here's your thermostat. So it's pretty easy.
This is the, I'm not sure, this is the ECT sensor, or this is the ECT, or the sensor, right, for my thermostat?
So that one would be the sensor for your thermostat.
Okay.
Yeah. So in which that one looks ancient.
It looks, yeah,
Yeah,
meter
yeah, it
okay.
looks super old, yeah. Sure.
So
yeah,
I know you don't
sure,
have time to do it today, but could we like pick a day to where you'd be able to do
Yeah, I feel like,
I know you know your shit.
yeah, for sure. Well, I appreciate that. Something like that, I can really, so I was being limited on to get tomorrow's work because of the shit I'm doing today.
Yeah.
So, I have like diagnostics I'm doing, but that's something I can easily do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait for my next
It's
paycheck.
right
I
here.
can buy the parts today, but I'm gonna wait for my next paycheck so I'll be able to pay you and everything.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so here's the deal. Watching this video, I'm editing it, by the way, but watching it, I realized a couple things. So the radiator did have a small crack in it, and it was a little obvious. I mean, it was just right there on the neck, going up to the cap. So the radiator for sure has to be replaced. Now, the temperature switch, only because experience is why I immediately was like, you know what, that temperature switch is more than likely bad. So I went ahead and picked up a radiator, we picked up a switch, and I picked up a new thermostat, and then, you know, we're gonna throw it all back on. She should be fine. She told me on the phone because it skyrocketed to red, but it didn't seem like it was overheating. It just skyrocketed to red, and she had to drive it home because she was kind of, well, she actually didn't even drive it home, guys. She doesn't live at the apartments that I was at. She lives somewhere else, but those apartments were the safest, like closest place to park your vehicle. I wouldn't really call them safe, but they were the closest place to park your vehicle, in retrospect, off of the side of the road, you know what I mean?